So out that way, we are going around the tippy top of the Keweenaw Peninsula and Manitou. We've been in Bay Bay. Yeah, Bay Bay. That is Point Isabella. That's the one that gave us trouble a couple days ago. We came around that corner, dropped out of the wind shadow, and we were hitting some massive waves. And it kind of rattled us a little bit. I just got to be honest. So we went in to the channel, of course, and went to Loco Lobo. We hung out there for a couple days. That was great. That was really fun. And yesterday was a totally windless day. It would have been a great transit day, but we just didn't want to be on the water. We just wanted to kind of relax and hang out. So today we're out here and we do have some wind, but it's probably going in the right direction. So what we're going to do is go around the point and try the same thing. And if we hit any bad weather at all, we're just turning around and coming back. So we kind of learned our lesson. Stay tuned. Surfing. It is a lot deeper up in here than it looks. I'm going to show you guys what we did. We did a pretty cool thing. So Shannon and Amelia and Wavey and I were heading to Manitou today, and we were kind of getting hit on the corner, just the way the wind and the rollers were. It was better than a couple days ago coming around Isabella Point, but it was still, you know, I'm not gonna say scary. We weren't in any sort of danger, but it was, you know, it was a fun ride. Let's put it that way. In the swells. Shannon's been very brave. This is the first time he's ever been in crazy stuff like this. And so we see this little spot, which I'll show you on the map when I make this video, that we pulled into, and it's just like, just has enough little point right here, and just the way the wind and the waves and the rollers are coming in, it just kind of protects us back here. And we just hung out here for a couple hours, made some food, did some exploring, let the dogs walk around, picked up some rocks and some driftwood. It's just been this nice little kind of break. And I think I've coined a new phrase. So you guys have heard me say rebel ports, you know, like the Misery Bay and Big Sleeping and Firestill River. Well, how about the Rebel Nook? The Rebel Nook. We got Rebel Nooks everywhere. As long as there's a little point that kind of protects you from the waves and the wind, you got a Rebel Nook, and no one could come in here because it's only like 2 feet out there. You're welcome. Shannon, you got anything to add to this little quip?
I'm thankful for this Rebel Nook.
Yeah. Oh, hey, now he's saying it. So we got 2 shanty boat captains saying it. Rebel Nooks. We'll see if we can find some on the Tennessee River here in about a month.
We'll be there.
Take an opportunity to look at your prop. Looks like I've touched some sand, but no dents. This should be okay. There's a trail that rings this whole bay here. I'm gonna look into this, guys. This is kind of surprising. This takes a lot of work. They must have like some summer division of the DNR maybe that come out here and do this. Like, I mean, this is a ton of work. I'm just sitting here in my chair watching the boat just slowly lift these rocks off the chain. When the right wave comes in, it just kind of and just lifts it off, and it's like, given enough time, the boat would break free and it would drift away. But not today. All right, so I'm trying to coin another phrase. So you heard me say many times, when in doubt, walk it out. Well, it's also not a sin to walk it in. So remember that. We're making a song for you guys. It's not a sin to walk it in. And when in doubt, walk it out. It's the shanty boat way. Heck, it's a shanty boat creed. Okay guys, so I'm busy driving, but I'm going to show you this. You see that 20-something feet there? We are in some rollers right now. Some big ones. I don't know if you can tell from the camera, but so I'll try to zoom in. You see that buoy out there? We are going through the trouble of going around that, even though it's keeping us in these rollers longer. I'm going to show you this right here. We're not going to cut through, and the reason why is we're noticing there's all sorts of breakers right there, and there's probably a reef right there that comes up really, really close. So yeah, this is what the ancient mariners did, and this is why there's Gull Rock Lighthouse and a lighthouse on Manitou, because this area is you got to be really careful. Alright guys, so we are trying to find Perch Lake, which is what I've called the lake inside the lake. I'll show you on the map to remind you. It's this little lake inside Manitou Island here, and we found pretty much the straightest shot off the beach, and we're just going in and seeing if we can find anything that resembles a trail. Now, for folks that have been on my channel for a while, you might remember this was quite a while ago, years ago, but we came here, Wavey and I got lost. We got lost. I made it to Perch Lake, and I got a little footage of that. My phone was dying, stupidly. And then I got turned around, and we spent the entire day kind of going into the interior of the island, and we finally found the shore. It was pretty scary, actually. How do you get lost in an island? Well, leave it to us, you know. But so now I'm with Shannon. His phone actually gets a lot more signal than mine for some reason, so we probably can figure out how to get there. But I'll take you along, and we'll see if we can. We're going to kind of do a reconnaissance mission right now, and if it looks like maybe a place to fish, we could come back here with a fishing pole and some worms to see if we can catch some perch in Perch Lake. So stay tuned.
This is like a whole nother world.
It is almost like a trail.
Like a whole nother world back here.
Jurassic Park. Guys, we got kind of a theory going that these rocks.
So we need to stay to the right when you go that way, if anything. So right through that channel. You see those tall trees right there?
Yeah.
That's gonna be where we end.
The lake, edge of the lake is right there, eh?
A good little ways, but close. A little over half.
Okay, guys, we came through what we probably thought is like a beaver trail. If you were like a beaver size, comes right through there. Very hard for us though. When we pop out, a little bit of swamp, and there is Perch Lake right there. All right, we made it, obviously. This is Perch Lake. The lake inside the lake. There's a name for it. There's actually a name. I forget it. I'll look it up. I'll put it on the screen for lakes inside lakes. There's even a few anomalies in the world that have lakes inside islands, inside lakes, inside islands. there's like a triple, and maybe a quadruple even. Oh, beautiful day. When your anchor line is slack, that's just the way you want it. Okay guys, now that it's calmed down, we are going to move over to the dock, and I'll show you how we're going to do that. When you're anchoring in boulders, there's always a chance that you're going to get hung up on a boulder. There are ways to get off of it, usually. So far, that hasn't been a problem. We've been able to retrieve the anchor. Let me see what I can do here. Beautiful. Alright, so we just nose up behind here. And I'm going to cut the motor when the time is right and trim up the motor. And we're going to pull the back around and park. Now, unfortunately, I have to put this blue line in so it doesn't move forward and hit the dock. So it's kind of in the way of the entrance, but that's okay. Everyone just steps over it, goes back to this cleat. This dock used to not have cleats on it, so someone was nice enough to put some on. And there you go. So we're going to take the trail out to the lighthouse. There's a beach there that I know about where you can get a lot of nice rocks and beach glass, especially. For some reason, there's a lot of beach glass there. And I'll show you at least the outside of the lighthouse. If you're a lighthouse fan, I do have a video from a couple years ago where I actually got to take a tour inside. It was amazing. I just happened to meet somebody out here who had a key to the place. So anyways, let's go see the lighthouse. Stay tuned. We've got some wild raspberries, obviously. I mean, God, what else would they be if they're not wild out here? But yeah, they're ready to pick, guys. Look at that. I think out of the couple of times we've been out here, guys, I have never thought to show you this. So this is a little bay. It's kind of like a hidden bay. I'll try to show you on the map where it is. Fisherman's Bay is around this point here. But this comes in, and then you can see with the concrete, and at one time it has these anchors here. And this is probably where they brought supplies in on nice days. The boat would come in here, and then they had a plank, probably, or maybe a retractable plank is my guess. And then it came up. This is how they brought supplies up to the lighthouse.
Might be going a little fast here.
So Shannon's starting to get the hang of this, and he's going to do a little example. Go ahead, Shannon.
Well, I thought this was going to be your example, but I'm just going to kind of rake this lightly and let it kind of automatically fall.
Yeah.
And there's a beautiful piece.
Yeah. Oh, it's got a little green tint to it.
There's another beautiful piece.
Like an emerald tint. That's a green one for
There's
sure.
another beautiful piece.
Yep. And a brown one. That's a good cross-section example right there. Oh, look at this. This one's just laying right on top. It's like too easy. Good size. It's got good form. It's nice and smooth. The ones that have been in the water enough and tumbling around. It's like a tumbler. If you think about it, the lake is like a natural tumbler. It just kind of, is constantly aggravating the beach, with its waves, and these pieces of beach glass are just like whoosh, they're just slowly wearing off their rough edges until they become beach glass.
You need better eyes than I have for this.
Or wear glasses, or carry glasses with you. Oh yeah.
There's a piece next to it.
Yep. Let's look at that one closely. See, that's a good example, guys, right there. It's kind of got a blue hue to it, and it's got nice rounded edges. That's a beautiful piece right there. Okay, guys, I'm sitting here sifting, and I found, in many ways, like the Holy Grail. Look at this. Brown, which is very rare. Those are old medicine bottles normally, or I guess possibly old Coke bottles. And if you think about it, how much glass starts in what color? Clear is 90+% of all glass. So that's why you find mostly clear. But every once in a while you find blue, you find green, and those are like medicine bottles or a different kind of bottle, a very uncommon type of bottle. I mean, we live in a plastic age where actually glass is almost, non-existent. It's kind of a thing of the past. But then once in a while you find a brown one. You're like, whoa! And that's a nice piece right there. The lake is in amazing condition today. Night and day from just even 12 hours ago. We keep coming across this interesting driftwood. What do you think this was, guys? A dock? That's my guess. Oh, hi. I'm Wavey Gravy, star of the channel. I am. So, we're here today to tell you about the Vtoman Flashspeed 1500 power station that was sent to us in the mail. It is a really nice one. Look at all these features. It'll pretty much run anything. We've run like power chainsaw and a leaf blower, and it charges really fast. That's one of its key features, is like within an hour it's 100% charged, and it comes with all these options and a little storage space on top. And Brenton's certainly not telling me I'm going for a walk to make my head turn like this, I promise. And so yeah, I'm just going to show you, like, you just plug it into the wall, or you can there also is a solar option. You just have to get that attachment, and definitely Brenton's not telling me we're going to have a treat and go for a walk to make me turn my head like this. And so anyways, yeah, it's a really nice unit, and we have a discount code below. It even makes chicken. Check that out. So hey, if you're looking for a really good power station for a really good deal and a discount code, why don't you go in the description after this video, not right now, at the end of it, and go check it and follow the link. Thanks. Okay, guys and gals, so we got out of that nasty weather today and we found a really surprising spot called, well, it's Agate Harbor. I'll show you on the map, but it's a little, there's stuff back here that honestly I don't think they even want us to know. So I'll show you guys on the map so you kind of know what I'm talking about here. But we keep getting about halfway to our destination, and then we hit some waves that are just, they weren't as bad today as they were coming from Manitou Island a couple days ago, but they were bad enough. And there's just no reason for it. So the first chance we got up in this Agate, what do they call it? Agate Harbor, I guess. Yeah, that's pretty much this over here. But you get up farther, like what we call like a little southwest into the nooks and crannies here. See that island? I bet it doesn't have a name. We're going to name it because we're going to take the dogs there in a minute. And let me take you up front. The dogs know we're doing something. So check this out. There is a pretty raging storm going on out there. And look at this. Just totally calm. It's like living in the eye of a storm. We're in about 8 feet of water. You can see the anchor there. And there are spots up in here where almost no weather can get into. We kind of studied it. If it was coming from like directly northeast, and I would assume that if there's any sort of beach, that is evidence that occasionally weather does reach those spots, because that's what creates beaches, if you think about it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's just what logic suggests. But if you got up around this little corner here, if there was that rare time that the weather was just coming in just in the wrong angle, you could even get up around that corner. The only other spot I've ever found myself like that is the little harbor on Wright Island out on Isle Royale. It is almost the perfect harbor, natural harbor. So what we're gonna do, Shannon and I and Amelia and Wavey, we're gonna jump in the Portland Pudgy and we're gonna go do a little scouting, because we think that it's possible we can get almost right up to Eagle Harbor, right up the backside of it. I'll show you on the map, by staying all in this kind of protected but shallow, and it is rock. It's mostly rock back in here, so I would not want to touch bottom with anything. But we're gonna go scout it out first and see if we can inch up in there. And so, I don't know, just trying to turn it into an adventure. Stay tuned. I'm coming. Quit screaming at me. Okay, guys, load up. Load up. This is definitely owned up here, guys. We can see some houses kind of off in the bushes. But we want to just come up here and just check this out a little closer. We're respecting the property rights, but they don't own the water. We can come up and take a peek. Look at this place. I mean, you would never. I've passed by here on the road, on the coastal road. I'll show you guys. I think it's 28 or something like that. And you would never guess that this is up here. This is a true natural harbor. I mean, it's deep too. This is probably 20 feet right here. I mean, you could build a dock, but you wouldn't have to. It is, and look at this. They have their own little island. Oh man, this is just like, this is priceless land right here. They got their own little beach back here. Man, oh man. Shannon's gonna look this up later and he's just curious who owns some of these spots. He's a real estate agent. He knows the tricks. Yeah, look at that. They got their own beach. I mean, you could float the barge back here. There's a boulder right there. This comes up a little bit. This is an island. We're going around this little island. It is nice and deep right through here. Lots of boulders, but deep, plenty deep. You are looking for boulders, right, Shannon?
Yes. They're deep.
Yeah, they're deep. They're in there, but they're deep.
8 or 10 feet deep right there.
Yeah. Wow, what a spot. All right, guys, so we're going to go around this corner here and keep heading in the direction of Eagle Harbor and just kind of scout it out and see if this might be one of the, and you know, I've talked about rebel ports. This might be like a rebel route to, you know, to stay into, you know, in a really hard part of the coast to get out of the weather when it comes, which is quite often. It's very exposed out here. So let's go check it out. So this is an island right here, guys. We're kind of talking about what there is a little cabin on it. We saw on the backside. I'll see if I get a picture of it. So obviously someone owns it. But we're going into through here, and it's so deep you can't see the bottom. So it's more than 20 feet deep. But we can tell there are some shallow spots right here. You can tell by the color of the water. I don't know if it comes up on film. And Shannon's kind of watching for the rare big boulder that might get in our way, but I think we're pretty good. Got another folks coming through here. We were kind of wondering if they were the Coast Guard, and we're glad to see that it's not. We love you guys, but only when we need you. So yeah, nice little trawler coming through here. Look at this gorgeous boat, guys. That is way cool. Oh, yeah. So awesome. These are very exclusive homes back here. You wouldn't even hardly know we're back here unless you came in by water. And then there's something on that island there too. There's those little cabins on the backside of this island here. There's 2 of them. They got their own little beach. We're just going to come in this bay here. We're not going to go to shore. If whoever owns this place ever sees this video, please don't feel like you're being violated or anything. We're just admiring such a cool spot. Couldn't even imagine owning a spot like this. We are leaving this little sweet spot, and we're going to start slowly winding our way up towards Eagle Harbor. All right, guys, we're probably just going to keep going to Eagle Harbor, which is just like right over off the screen here. But this is an interesting little cove, which I'm going to show you. It's right, the entrance is right there. I don't know if you can tell on the screen, but it's very common there. And it says on Navionics that you can't get in there, that it's shoaled up, but we don't believe it. And we kind of are entertaining an idea that there's like a conspiracy. Here, I'll just show you real quick. So it says, Little Grand Marais Harbor is nearly landlocked with a narrow opening to the north. The entrance is blocked by a shoal. Now, that bare minimum just wants to deter people from going in there. But we can see it on Google Maps. Shannon brought it up on his phone on Google Maps, and it's not shoaled over. So take that as you will. Okay, guys and gals, so we are coming into Eagle Harbor. You can see this is kind of a tight squeeze in. I'll try to explain it to you. So you should line yourself up with that buoy right there. We don't have to go out and around it, because you can see that we're kind of coming inside the shoal here. And plus that shoal is not that shallow. And soon we're going to turn port, and we're going to thread the needle into between these two. You see that there? Those two right there. And we've got the Eagle Harbor Lighthouse right there, which is one of the more pretty ones, I would say. I have done a video on it, but we'll probably walk over there and take a closer look at it while we're here. All right, we're lined up, guys. You see on the screen there, those two rocks. We're going to be going through there. I'm guessing 9 feet, but we'll see. Not bad. 13. All right, guys, check this out. Do you see this little piece of perfection? This is Biscoff biscuit that's covered with Biscoff creamy cookie butter. I didn't know that was a thing. And high quality chocolate we got in Copper Harbor. Cheers, sir.
God is good. Shanty boating. Shanty boating.